Clinton Jaws, Marco Rubio. Is there anybody better than Marco Rubio?
No. Any reporting on Cuba that you didn't get from me or the president is a liar. I don't know why there's any confusion on that.
Is there a deal with...
And this is why kids shouldn't have the right to vote.
What issue facing America is the most important to you?
Right here.
What bikini I'm gonna wear next?
What have you heard about Venezuela?
Venezuela?
Nicotine pouch.
What's Ayatollah?
I know I've been gone forever. I said this just last video. I still can't believe what happened to me. CBC and the BBC teamed up, came after me, and honestly, it might be career ending for me. And for you, I don't go live, but I think this Easter weekend I'm going to go live, so please subscribe. I want to tell the story if I'm allowed to. I don't want to get sued. And like this video, it's the only thing I care about. If I was a reporter, I would hate to ask Marco Rubio a question. Watch this. Veradero.
Mr. Secretary, on Cuba, 2 questions. So, for decades, you have been a proponent of regime change, but now there seems to be a sense that perhaps President Trump would be happy with a win, which would only entail an economic deal.
So you said there's a sense. Where do you get that sense from?
Well, there's a lot of reporting that
there's a lot of fake. All right, no. Any reporting on Cuba that you didn't get from me or the president is a liar.
That's what I love. Sense? What do you mean? What do you mean sense? I love it when they fact check the reporter. Hold on, you said sense. What do you mean by that? This guy reminds me of Pierre Poilievre, the man who should have won the election in Canada.
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean, certainly you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
I wish Rubio was eating an apple right now. And that clip with Pierre Poilievre, I'm going to show at the very end of this video. It's gotten billions of views. A lot of you guys haven't seen it. But there's not a better video.
Any reporting on Cuba that you didn't get from me or the president is a liar. Because they're the only people working on it.
Do you still want regime change?
I'm just warning you guys, all these sources that are pitching you on Cuba don't know jack. Okay? They're not in the mix.
Okay.
I promise you. They don't know what the hell's happening.
Regime change, or would you be okay with an economic deal?
What do you mean an economic deal? Look, Cuba's economy needs to change, and their economy can't change unless their system of government changes. It's that simple. Who's going to invest billions of dollars in a communist country? Who's going to invest billions of dollars in a communist country run by incompetent communists, which is even worse than communists? The only thing worse than a communist is an incompetent communist. And so their system of government has to change because they will never be able to develop economically without those changes. Economic change is important. Giving people economic and political freedom is important, but they come hand in hand. They come together.
Is there a deal?
I don't know why there's any confusion on that.
Is there a deal for you where the Castro family remains in place, and that's
not about the Castro family? It's about a system of government and a regime that doesn't work. Guys, a couple things on Cuba. I didn't come all the way to France to talk about Cuba, but let's talk about Cuba. It's perfect. I'm happy to do it because we actually talked about it in the G7. So it's actually no, of course not. Plus, we talked about it in the G7. Okay, everybody talks about these blackouts. Cuba's been having blackouts all of last year, all the year before. There isn't a naval.
I had a blackout in Vancouver 3 days ago.
Blockade surrounding Cuba. The reason why Cuba doesn't have oil and fuel is because they want it for free. And people don't give away oil and fuel for free on a regular basis.
Not doing
unless it was the Soviet Union subsidizing them or Maduro subsidizing them. They just don't do it. They may get a shipment here or there now and then someone, but not enough to sustain their country. Okay, so the reason why they're having that's why they don't have fuel. Okay. And the reason why they're having blackouts is because they have equipment from the 1950s and 60s that they never maintained or kept up. Okay. But ultimately, the reason why Cuba's a disaster is because their economic system doesn't work. It's a nonsensical system. And the people of Cuba are suffering because of the decisions, because of the unwillingness of the people who govern that country to make the changes that need to be made so they can join the 21st century. It is sad that the only place Cubans can only be successful if they leave the country. That's a very sad thing.
Yeah, it is.
You see Cubans go all over the world and find success except in Cuba. That has to change. And for that to change, you need to change the people in charge, you need to change the system that runs the country, and you need to change the economic model that it's following. That's the only way forward if Cuba wants a better future. We've expressed that clearly and repeatedly over many years, and maybe now there's an opportunity to do it. We'll see.
He is so right. Have you ever been to Cuba? The most beautiful women are in Cuba. The most talented people are in Cuba. We've been to Cuba twice. I love Cuba. I want to buy property. I hope they do something about Cuba. I want to go back to Cuba. And you guys should too. I would buy property in Cuba. The best singers come from Cuba. They're all stuck in Cuba. The best Michael Jackson intimidator is from Cuba. That was dumb. But he really was. Did I say intimidator? Guys, you got to see these Spring Breakers. Okay? On Jesse Waters, priceless. Right before I show that, I got to tell you guys something. I haven't felt well lately. Even you guys are making comments saying, oh my God, Clinton looks terrible. I see this. And I have looked terrible. I had no motivation. I had no energy. I haven't been making videos. I haven't been doing anything. So I go to the doctor. And the doctor says, Clint, we got to test you for testosterone levels. And I'm like, what? And I don't do it because I don't want to see it. Instead, I go to Mars Men and I buy this. Look at that. Natural testosterone support. I've been taking these and I ask you something. Can you see a difference? When you start hitting the age of 30, you start losing testosterone. And it's something like 1% every year after that. Even if you're making testosterone, there's a protein that blocks you from using it. This unlocks it. I've got energy. I'm making videos again. I'm working out because I want to. Right now, you guys, my subscribers, can get 50% off for life. Free shipping and 3 gifts at mengotomars.com. This is why they're my sponsor. Go to mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts at checkout. At purchase, they're going to ask you, where'd you hear this from? Support me and my channel and tell them Clinton Jaws. There are places in the world who want 16-year-olds to vote. They don't got a clue. I hope that never happens. Let's take a look.
What college you guys go to?
UTC, FAU,
Sacred Heart University.
Ohio State.
Spring break 2026. What is the game plan?
Drinking, blackout with my rack out.
If my mom is watching, I'm sorry, Mom, but I've been getting pretty drunk almost every day.
Hook up with some girls, get with as many girls as we can, and not come back with an STD.
Wake out with one person each night, that's it.
So how many guys have you made out with this week?
I've been here for about 10 days.
I have a daughter.
So 10?
What were their names?
I don't remember.
Name one.
Name me one. Name me one.
What is the craziest thing you've seen at spring break?
Not that crazy. I've seen people do like cocaine off of boobs. I saw a girl like black out on the street. That was pretty exciting. Sunday mimosa drag races.
You see that guy take his pants off in the middle of the club?
There's a lot of famous people down here.
Have you seen Johnny Belisario?
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
What is the wildest thing you've done down here?
Got with somebody the first night that I came down here.
Pole dancing.
2 days ago.
Stripping naked, getting in the water. You gotta say. What'd you do? You went something crazy. On the strip? Honestly. All right, on the strip? No, we had this.
Some.
Okay, that wasn't public, but yeah, okay.
Some.
That's
Some.
What issue facing America is the most important to you?
Right here.
What bikini I'm gonna wear next? Obesity is terrible.
Ice. Not personally. I'm legal.
Getting a tan on the beach. That's the most important thing in my life right now.
I'm thinking about Starbucks, to
Do
be
you
honest.
blame them?
I'm thinking about Starbucks. What
Do
I'm
you
gonna
blame
get for
them?
today.
The elevators don't work. You got 43 floors. The elevators don't work.
I could take this little glass of water, drop it in the magnets. That's the end of the elevator.
I mean, you want to be this
What
way.
have you heard that Donald Trump has been doing recently?
Not my
Filth of
daughter.
America. That's the last thing I kept up with.
We're going to war with Iraq. That's been crazy.
What do you do in Colombia? You got Maduro out? I don't with Trump, but that done.
He's like trying to sue those people for making jokes about him.
600 times!
You must be happy.
I'm very happy.
The Ayatollah's dead.
I'm so. What? Who? What? What is that?
Who the is Ayatollah?
I have never heard that word in my life.
Lewis,
Nicotine pouch.
what's Ayatollah?
I haven't heard. I found out about Chuck Norris yesterday. That was more devastating to me.
He was the supreme leader of Iran.
He's dead?
Oh, yeah.
We killed him.
You did? You killed him?
Johnny!
Whoa! If you were in charge, how would you take on Iran?
Yeah, all my girls and we would all start putting belts on them.
We get a bunch of girls in bikinis. We make them run across the battlefield. All the guys are distracted. We all run in.
Look at him in his eyes, I guess. Flirt with him.
I'd blow them up.
I don't know enough about it, but I would probably wipe it out.
Drop a bomb, baby. Bomb the out of them.
I would bomb the out of them.
What have you heard about Venezuela?
Venezuela? Nothing.
I'm not sure.
I barely know what'll be going on in like Tennessee, where I'm from.
That they beat us in the World Baseball Classic?
Have you heard anything else?
No.
Nothing. I have heard nothing about Venezuela.
You know, honestly, I don't know and I don't care.
Where is Venezuela?
I don't know. I'm drunk. I don't know. Venezuela? Isn't that in Spain?
No.
Go easy on the tequila.
What do you want to tell Jesse Waters? You're on his show.
That's the guy who was eating the steak, remember? It was like in front of the vegan guy. Oh, Jesse Waters.
Do you know who I am?
I do not.
Here's Johnny.
Don't know why he does that at the end.
More prime time.
God, I wish I was young again. They don't know a thing. That's why they shouldn't vote. And it's so great that they don't know a thing. I didn't know a thing back then. I still don't know anything. Guys, Pierre Poilievre video. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
Pierre, keep on doing these types of videos. Get people's attention.
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean, certainly you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
Left wing, this and that, right wing. I mean, it's that type of ideological thing.
I never really talk about left or right.
Anyways, a lot of people
really believe in that.
Okay, a lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but
like who?
I don't know who, but
well, you're the one who asked the question, so
yeah.
You must know somebody.
Okay, I'm sure there's some out there, but anyways, the point of this question is, I mean, why should Canadians trust you with their vote, given not just the sort of ideological inclination in terms of taking the page out of Donald Trump's book, but
what are you
also
talking about? What page? What page? Can you give me a page? Give me the page. You keep saying
in terms of turning things quite dramatically in terms of Trudeau and the left wing and all of this. I mean, you make quite a it's quite a play that you make on it. So I'm
not
just
sure.
Wondering.
I don't know what your question is.
Okay, then forget that. Why should Canadians trust you with their vote?
Common sense.